Hello again, beautiful people. This is Angela Thomas with Improve Your Mind, Balance Your Emotional Wealth. Thank you for coming to visit my channel where I look to uplift people every day. I'm helping millions of people and I'm so glad you're here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Put in the comments down below, resistance is futile. So, I know you're like, what? So let me go more into that. If you've ever heard of Star Trek, the Next Generation Star Trek, one of their favorite villains was the Borg. The Borg were cybernetic kind of creatures, and their phrase was resistance is futile. And they'd go around going, resistance is futile, resistance is futile. And manifestation, they say our resistance is what causes our manifestation not to come in. So what that means for you is that you need to overcome whatever that internal resistance is within yourself, because resistance to yourself is futile. There's no point in doing that. Internally, those conversations that you have inside yourself delays your manifestation of your desires. So if you were listening to a country song, or you were sitting there saying inside your mind, it's your mind, saying, my life is awful, nothing ever works out for me, everything's terrible, it's a country song where my dog died, my truck won't start, and my spouse left me. If that is your internal song going on in your mind, it is time for you to change that station. We are turning the dial, because that is not your song. It's just not. You are turning that channel, and that channel is, I am the best, I am divine, I'm an excellent manifester, I have no resistance, anything I want is automatically mine. Think of yourself like a 3-year-old that goes around going, mine, 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 right? I'm sure you've seen a few 3-year-olds going, mine. They touch something, mine. That's how you want to treat your manifestations. They're mine. You've got this. So, one of the things we want to talk about when it comes to that resistance is tools and techniques to overcome that resistance. Any technique that we acquire or come across is just a tool in our toolbox. And we want to use the best tools in our toolbox to build ourselves. If you were building a house, you couldn't just build it with a hammer. You would use a drill and screwdrivers and nails and whatever tools you needed to get that house built. And right now we're talking about you. You are that house, and you are going to use whatever tools in your toolbox we can, which is manifesting techniques, to rebuild you. We are going to build you the house that you want to live in, which is you. That being said, we are overcoming our inner dialogue by using techniques. If our dialogue is negative, we get negative. Our inner dialogue has to always be positive. Isn't it wonderful the sun is shining today? I am so fortunate, because that is what I wanted. I wanted a sunny day so I could sit here and film with you. That's how you need to think. That it needs to be your self-conversations, and it also automatically reflects out, because everybody is you pushed out. And if my internal thoughts are everything is nice and positive and good for me, it is automatically going to manifest outwards, because I'm going to embody that. I am going to carry myself as the person who has it all, because I am. I'm the person who has it all. Anything I want, it's mine. So, we talked about the tools in our toolbox. We're going to use those tools to rewire our mind, rethink our mind. We're going to overcome that resistance, because resistance is futile. So, the 2 best tools that you can start with, because I'm going to build this house. First one's scripting. I'll link a video up above about scripting and how you should properly script. And the second one is affirmations on self-love, self-concept. Those are the two biggest tools. Everything else is just an extra tool that you can put in your toolbox. I would affirm and go with, I have no resistance to any of my desires. When we were talking about the scripting and the self-concept, I want you to commit to yourself. Pledge to yourself that for 30 days, that is what you're going to do. You are going to script in the morning, video up above. You're going to script in the evening, and all day, throughout the day, you are going to have positive self-concept talk with the affirmation meditation that I'll put up above. You can also sleep with it on. You can turn the loop feature on YouTube, and it will play it as often as you want. So, the other way to come resistance, that is one of your tools, is that frequently though, we need to uncover the inner words that we are having with ourselves. Because you are always having a conversation with yourself, even if you are not consciously doing so, and you need to make sure that those subconscious inner conversations are what you want to hear. There are ways to do that, and in the past, what you've probably done is you've said, well, that didn't work out, I'm just going to go do something else. And you really just slap a Band-Aid on it, and you go, there you go, I'm healed, I'm going to keep going. I put that Band-Aid on, it's good. Well, it isn't good, because it ain't changing for you. You end up finding out the Band-Aid comes off, you start bleeding again, and all of a sudden, you're back where you started. The truck wouldn't start, the dog died, your wife left you. Well, you keep getting the same thing because you didn't actually find out, what do I need to do to fix that? Let's fix that. So that's where we're talking about resistance. Sometimes we have to do some internal digging to uncover the wound and replace it with a new memory. Most people, when I say that, they need an example. So let me give you an example, an analogy to understand the full scope of these words. So, an example you'll hear, if childhood was wrought with various frustrations, it could have led to a thought process that nothing works out for me. Instead, you have two choices. Just affirm. You could just say, I had a beautiful childhood. My childhood was great. My parents loved me. Everybody I came across with were fabulous. And it was perfect. And I am healthy, whole, and complete because of it. You could just affirm that. I am healthy, whole, and complete because I had a wonderful childhood. Everything comes up roses for me. Option 2. You can dig around, start digging up those graves. Pull it out. Pick at that scar. Cut it open. And continue to look at it, which leads to anxiety, distrust, and other issues, because you keep looking at it and going, how do I fix it? Well, that's fine. You could go to the source of the scar and you can rewrite the memory itself. You can say, okay, well, I don't want the scar here anymore. I'm going to heal it, and I'm going to rewrite that memory right now. I'm going to take pen and paper, and I'm going to write out what is my ideal old story and repeat it with the new story until it overwrites that old story. And you live in the feeling of that new story. That old story's not there anymore. You're now in the new story, and in the new story, everything was beautiful. Thank you for listening. So, to conclude, since you are the operant power, you get what you want. If you think there's resistance, but there isn't, because resistance is futile and you've got this. Affirm your reality. I have no resistance to my desires. Use your tools, scripting, affirmations, new story, only the new story. Choose your new story. Tell everyone that new story. Share the new one. Share it within yourself. and embody it, and you will become it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Resistance is futile.